What's up guys, CB Bricks here coming at you with Building Naboo the Finale, where today I'm going to be doing a brief walkthrough of my first order communications outpost on Naboo, which I've been working on for the past couple of months. Now as you can see, it is a mountain base on Naboo, where you have a landing pad on top and you have some extrusions where you have windows and kind of different areas where troopers can walk and see outside, as well as a nice battlefield up front using some greenery and nice grass detailing with some water on the other side. As you can see, the resistance is storming the base at the moment, where they are trying to take hold or trying to maybe trying to disable the base. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this MOC. Now, taking a look at the front battlefield, you can kind of get an idea of the setting of this MOC and kind of the textures of the landscaping. You can see that there's a beach area with some water, the mountain over here of course, and the actual grassy battlefield. It's built up using these flower stem pieces as well as some bamboo leaf pieces kind of thrown throughout. A tree over there, very simple, just using up some reddish brown cylinders and some leaf pieces. Very simple yet effective, and I kind of want to let it alone. Over here we have a resistance drop ship, or a resistance transport, I forgot the actual name, but it is probably swooping in, drops off some troopers, and now kind of leaving the scene, possibly going in for another attack run, but obviously it's not going to be attacking head on, and it might actually be shot down by these turrets up here, but regardless, that's kind of the idea here. And it's actually on its own clear stand so that it can get nice rotation. It's actually adjustable, so that's pretty nice. Down here you have water, of course, as I said, with a sewage system or just a piping system, possibly hydropower system, where you have the water coming out using a bunch of 1x2 trans blue plates offset using stud friction. And you can see that it's coming down to the water area, which is actually made up by different colors signifying different depths. So that is pretty much it for the battlefield area. Continuing on, we have the front of the base, which is made up by these mountain pieces, just a bunch of slopes and inverted slopes put together. Very popular technique amongst MOC builders. But you can see that there are very large windows, or not windows, but doors up here which can allow for vehicles to pass through, as well as troopers, as you can see. So I'm going to actually close those up. Those are not automated, but they do get the job done. Mostly for stability purposes, I kept those kind of manual. So it actually looks pretty good closed as well, and I like the texturing around the edge and up top. Now continuing up higher a little bit, you can see that there are some window detailings in this base. It's all kind of snot techniques using those 1x4x3 trans-clear window panes, as well as some trans-clear bricks thrown about in there, as well as some red to kind of make it pop, kind of make it look more first order like. There are also some turrets up here which are custom designs. I really like how those look, and they are fully articulated, and there are some on either side. Now looking at the roof of the MOC, this kind of gives you a better idea of the texturing up here towards the top of this section. As you can see, it actually looks pretty good, and there's actually a lot of thought put into that. Now up here, the landing pad is accommodated by a first order transporter, which can be removed fairly easily, revealing some of the very simple techniques and tiles, kind of adding some detail. And over here you can see that there's a mountain extension, so it's kind of cut out of a mountain, and you can see that there's also a separate kind of facility up top where actually the communications and a lot of the radar systems and the controlling of different vehicles being landed and taking off is taking place. And I'll take a closer look at that in a minute, but you can kind of get a good idea of the detailing there, and actually going to the side, kind of giving you an even better look at over there. You can see there's also a satellite dish up top, which is rotatable, and I actually this is an old design that I had that you can go check out a tutorial for on my channel if you look far enough back. There's also some nice detailing up top. so it's pretty nice. You can also see there are some strobe lights that are all individually rotatable. You can see this guy is probably getting ready for battle. Now currently I've removed the camera from its tripod to give you a better look at the inside detailing here, which there is some. So you can see this actual front door can be opened in a somewhat awkward position, but it does work. The entire top section is also removable, where somewhat difficult to do with one hand, but it is possible, as you can see right there, just held on by some jumper plates. Now on the inside you can see some nice detailing as I just close the door up. Up here we have some control panels with one trooper working on it at the moment. Another control panel over there with a tiled up table. Over here we have two more troopers working on some radar systems, as you can see, as well as a signified holographic display with the gun rack over there where they will be armed up. Now this MOC also houses some interesting and somewhat complicated features, one of which is this this elevator shaft. As you can see, if I just take one of these figures and put them down at the bottom, just kind of put them right there. And there's a control panel there, and you have these Technic lift arms, which are serve as the actual shaft, where they have they're like racks. So you can see there's a couple of gears up here in this large turntable. If you turn that, you can turn the entire thing. Actually, it's somewhat breakable, but if you do it right, it works. As you can see, I use several different gears to change the speed up. You can see he popped out at the top. That's kind of funny. But obviously, I use the small gears and the large gears so that it can increase the speed. So of course, when it's going down, I use a string and a wind-up spool to make it a fairly reliable system, and it works out fairly nicely. This also gives you a good idea of how this entire MOC was kind of sawed off from both sides. The other side looks very similar, so I'm not going to show you the other side. This gives you an idea. I use a lot of these dark bluish gray panels to kind of cover up all the stuff, and this is mostly filled with filler brick. Now another feature of this build is that most of these stuff is modular and can be removed. So this entire roof section is removable, as you can see right here. It is fairly difficult to remove, mostly because it is very heavy, considering that it has an entire mountain extension on top. So you can remove it just like that. And I'm going to take that off at the moment. And there's another roof piece right here, which can be removed as well, revealing an entirely new place for figures. Now this balcony area is actually accompanied by a nice railing system made by these light bluish gray ladders. Also has some detailing. Over there we have a couple of troopers which are operating the turrets on top. And also over here we have another trooper who is actually going to get to another gun rack, which is over there. This also shows how these ladders are coming up to the balcony area, but we'll take a closer look at those details in a moment. Now from this angle you can get a very good look at the interior. As you can see, we have these large turbine pieces that kind of add to the wall texture. You can see that this middle pillar section, which holds up the roof, actually looks pretty decent with these large black pillar pieces and these black ladder pieces, as well as these quarter cylinders. It looks pretty nice, especially textured. I also added some wheel rims in the middle. Here you can also get a good look at how the ladders are built up on either side. They have these lightsaber handles which are attached to some bars, which actually look pretty nice. The back of these doors are just complete dark bluish gray, so they're not too anything special. Over here I have some custom crates. This same design I used on my, I believe my Rogue One, what was it, the Imperial Assault hover tank. I used this same design. I actually use them right here in red. Over here I have a custom vehicle which I made a long time ago, but this time I repurposed it for the First Order. So you can see that this whole bed is actually can slide on and off, and you have crates and cargo that you can put on it. Most of the floor is tiled up with some studs for some possible figure placement. Of course, some more detailing and different things. There are also some more crates. This also gives you a good look at the other side of this elevator section and how that works. If I just there you go, there's a full view of how that works from the inside. Now overall, I am extremely happy with the outcome of this MOC, guys. This is by far my largest MOC and possibly my most impressive. This is easily my favorite as well. It's very unique, completely my own design from the first episode of my Building Naboo series, where I sketched out a design all the way until this point, guys. It was a long and tedious process. My subscribers will probably agree with me. There are a lot of setbacks, a lot of interesting kind of realizations in the building of this MOC. Now speaking of Building Naboo, there will be a link in the description for the Building Naboo playlist. I believe there were 10 episodes, so go check those out. This will be a part of that playlist as well. Now stay tuned for next week, or not next week, but possibly maybe Wednesday or so. This is going up Sunday. I will come out with a slideshow showcase of this MOC, which is generally my most popular videos on my channel. So with that out of the way, guys, I think that's pretty much it for this huge MOC showcase. So if you would, go ahead, drop a like on this video, and subscribe if you want to see some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content like this. So see you next time, guys.